What's good, everybody? It's your boy Unknown Ball Legend here, and today we're going to be telling the story of two NBA superstar underdogs. And these two are Stephen Curry, that was doubted, and then we have another doubted superstar in John Morant that just came recently in the 2019-2020. This is his third year, but I just wanted to talk about these two individual stories. Um, but for sure, y'all. We're going to be talking about how these two individuals, they were great. They weren't that great, but how they succumb into the superstardom. Also, I want to make some announcements before I start this story time of these two players. The first thing I've noticed that you should know: greatness is not just overnight. Also, I will not be on Bigo no more. Obviously, I was doing it before just to see what type of content I can bring to YouTube. Figured it out from Bigo. So it was kind of a dub, if you ask me. Um, and I still will have the vlog videos. So yeah, now we're gonna get into the story time of these two players and how their underdog stories succumb to their superstardom today. We're gonna start with Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, Stephen Curry was born in about 19. He's 33, so that's 1987. Yeah, 87. So 87, right? Or 80? No, 88. My bad, 88. So he was born in 88 to Wardell and not Wardell, Del Curry and Steph's mom, Sonia Curry. And so these two, he was the son of a former NBA player, Del Curry. And so before we get into it, when he was younger, he always wanted to play basketball at a young age. He played baseball, he played different sports. So he got into that aspect. And then you say Charlotte he went to, if I'm in middle school, I think the Toronto 905 or something. Not the Toronto 905. It was went to a school in Toronto because his dad transferred over. Even though I'm trying to tell y'all how it worked. There was a time the coach literally said he had such a high IQ for his age. So was, he was basically, they were losing by 7 points. He said, we're not going to lose this game. So they end up not losing the game. He did not miss for the rest of the game. This was showing he had such a good stroke and knowledge of the game at such a young age. Learning from Steph Curry, going against his brother, Seth Curry. But yeah, like he was low key kind of a great player. Um, you know, um, Stephen Curry was kind of having his issues. He went into high school. Um, he played pretty good. He played pretty good. Always averaged about 20 points a game in his high school career. The problem was, once he got into his 10th grade year, it started when he went to this showcase. You know, he was balling out. They said he had good range. He had a good shooting stroke. The problem they believed was his body size. They said he was too slender. He's not strong enough, not not athletic enough to handle the next level. Said that he couldn't run a team, and they didn't believe in him. And so, um, 11th grade year, he had no offers like that, but he had a couple. They were mid majors. I don't know, but yeah, they were mid majors. Um, Told he wasn't good enough, and all that, but too skinny. He was 160, so they thought he's too skinny and slim to handle the pressure of a D1. And so his 12th grade year, he got he's been well yeah, Davidson was actively recruiting him since his 10th grade year, but um, he actually eventually took the offer his 12th grade year. It was hard because he barely got any offers, and then the school he wanted to go to originally. I know I'm going backwards. The alma mater, which was his dad's, Virginia Tech, said he was too weak, and they were kind of skeptical. You feel me? And that kind of put it hard on him, and he didn't believe in himself. And so he went there, Davidson. Then we go into Davidson freshman year. I believe They lose in the first. Well, he put up solid numbers. He was still growing into his body. He was about 5'11", um, 160, 170, I believe. And then he had some monster runs. I think he had that one game where he had 0 points. Or no, no, that's not right. And Davidson, he had his good games, his great games. Um, and if I'm not standing corrected, right? If I don't stand corrected, he put up about 20 points a game his first year. His next year, he put up almost close to 20 plus that year, and then the second year, he just in the playoffs, in the first round, in the first year, he lost in the first round. Second year, he went all the way to the final eight, Elite Eight, lost, but they had a Cinderella run, and he finally got his name on the map. 11th grade year, I think he had a game where he had 0 points and 10 assists. When he first started, he had bad games, and like I said, he just showed that he was under recruited. Think about that. If you're under recruited and he's a 3-star recruit, and you get alma maters that disrespect you, Duke and all the Blue Bloods did not want him. I said all the D1s did not bother with him, and that shows you that you don't need to be highly recruited to become a superstar. He then changed. Then we're gonna get into how he became a superstar now. So then we go into his college or his NBA days, and so once he gets into his NBA days, first year, he had a little bit of ankle injuries. Second year, first year they're kind of experimenting some because they drafted him the Warriors at 7, if I'm right. Yeah, that's 7, I think. And so then I think we also see the greatness that he has, and so we look at that. Then we look into his greatness. You feel me? And see how it works. So all those years he had ankle problems. I'm just gonna cut it short like that. Ankle problems, struggled with his career. So then that leads to now, or like the years before that, the championship years. He eventually had problems trying to do his thing, and so it struggled. It struggled for him. So once he got healthy, he started to play well. He became the greatest shooter of all time after that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I want to tell y'all. You don't have to be number one in anything, and you can be the greatest at what you do. Tom Brady, LeBron James, all these players, they had to work to where they got. Stephen Curry, exactly. After you hearing this story, I won't name their names, but what I'm trying to get at is that you can accomplish your dreams even if you're under recruited. Now we're gonna go into Moran. Moran was in a different situation, but the similarity was the same in this aspect. He was trained like his dad, just like Steph. His dad was a former overseas player, and he trained his son, in the backyard. They did tractor tires to help his athleticism, you know. Also, and there's one known fact that most people should know: Zion and Moran played on the same team. So this is the deep stuff I'm gonna get into that helps tell you what happened. Zion was the best player on that team, so Moran was a fourth option on that team. They had issues trying to coalesce, so he had to be the fourth option. So that's one reason why he was under recruited, because they didn't think he was good enough. He was slender, just like Steph. They thought he was weak, not as strong as everybody else, and then he was undersized. That was another thing, and that's why they didn't believe in him. And so Moran went there. He went there, and so we leads to when he's in high school. He's playing great. Putting 20 plus, and you still don't get that respect. You feel me? And then he was a 0-star recruit. He should have had more respect on his name. Putting up 25 plus his whole life at least. And even in his high school days, and he still didn't get the respect that he deserved. And what did I say about that? What does that say? Sometimes you're gonna get overlooked, but you just need that one yes, and you can prove something. So now we get into, his 3v3 tournaments, if I'm right. Yeah, so he had a 3v3 tournament. He went to the auxiliary gym. He was not widely known, but McCain went there to get some chips. He was very hungry. He worked with Murray State, and so eventually they talked, And so what happened there was McCain was eating the chips, and while he was there, he was entertained by the way John Morant was dunking, making passes, doing different things. And so he called the assistant, I think so the assistant coach, he ran up and straight up John called the coach. He's like, John Morant is something special. And so he called him. They offered him the scholarship at the dinner that they had when he came to the house. Simple as that. He went to Murray State. You know, he did his first year, he wasn't widely known. Second year, he put his name on the map. And so, yeah, he became this star, and he's on the Memphis Grizzlies, you know, putting up his numbers. You know, now he put up 47 in the playoffs. What does this show you? With hard work and dedication, you can be the greatest player you want to be. I want to be a great player. I always put in the work. But yeah, for y'all, don't forget to like. No, 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 hold on. Just so y'all know, before I end this video off, there will be a video for day in the life. It's coming soon, but yeah, for sure, it will be out soon. All right. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See y'all in the next video.